So let me start with our first guest, our first Latino for Trump. I'm going to put him in a pinch here. Omar Navarro, running for Congress. He is our second VP, and he'll be the first one speaking tonight. Come on up. Yeah, give him a warm welcome. He's running against Maxine Waters and already denied her a major endorsement for the public sector union.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Omar Navarro. I'm running for Congress against Maxine Waters in the 43rd Congressional District. You know, when I first was actually running for this office, I thought to myself, what am I doing running against Maxine Waters? But then I thought it would be a great idea to go against a giant like Maxine Waters and to show her that she can't be in office for a period of 35 years and not change anything in the district. The district demographically needs to change. There has been a lot of problems within the district with crime, an increase of crime, and also with poverty, homelessness, mental health issues that haven't been talked about. And these are issues that are common, nonpartisan issues that are not talked about widespread across this country, that we need to talk about, that we need to go out there proactively to mention, to educate people about them. The community is a very vital instruction to us. If we don't understand our own communities, then we can't change our communities. Our communities have to change in order for us to be able to make a difference within our own. So what I want to do is I want to tell everybody here that I actually was featured in the article by The Guardian. Has anybody heard of The Guardian? Yeah. The Guardian's actually one of the newspapers that broke the story with, I believe it was, what was the guy's name? There was a movie on him.
Ed Snowden.
Ed Snowden. And, you know, it was an article talking, basically, they featured me talking about how I supported Trump on the election, why I thought Trump would be great for this country. And in the article, I talked about how Trump inspired me when I was very young, at a young age. I read The Art of a Deal. And when I read The Art of a Deal, I said to myself, this is a very intelligent man. He knows what he's talking about. He's charismatic. And he wants to help people understand business and understand how to become successful in their own rights. And, you know, my family, when they came to this country from Mexico, they didn't cut the line, they didn't cross the border illegally, they went in line, they went through the process, and they came here, they simulated, they learned the language, they opened the business, they lived in Pasadena, and they worked really hard. You know, 16 brothers and sisters my mom had, you know, that's a big family.
Wow.
That's a big family. You know, in order to be able to provide for such a big family like that, you're like, wow. How can two parents do that? And they did a lot, and they worked very hard. And they were able to get jobs in the restaurant that they owned in Pasadena, and they were able to provide for their own family and create wealth. And through all that, my mom, you know, had 3 jobs at the age of 14, 15 years of age. She started working. And she said, you know, I'm not going to have anything handed to me. I'm not going to get on welfare. I'm not going to take any handouts from the government. I'm going to work hard my whole life, and I'm going to make a difference. And, you know, till this day, my mom's been in real estate her entire, you know, for the past 15 years, and has been able to provide a great life for her. Has been able to change her entire life and her perception on a lot of things, and things that were told to her at a young age on who she should be, how she should vote, and how she should influence the political process. And all these things, you know, were brought to me, and how to work hard and how to achieve things in life. My grandparents, you know, were from Cuba, from the other side of my dad. And when they came to this country, you know, they were very political because they were involved in Cuban politics. And they're the ones that got me fired up and said, you have to make a difference, you have to be involved. And if you're not going to say it, if you're going to talk, you might as well do something about it, because if you don't do something about it, then you're just part of the problem. And I said to myself, I don't want to be a part of the problem. I want to be a part of the solution. We need to have solutions. And the solution is not to sit back and sit down and play a video game. The solution is not to complain. The solution is to go out there, to make a difference. If we want to impact our communities, we have to do it. We just have to do it. If you don't do it, you don't achieve success. And, you know, I'm very proud in a young age that, you know, I was able to get a job working for Sony. I was 19 years old and I got that opportunity. I was like, wow, great, I'm working for Sony, and it was selling video games. And that was a pretty good job, it was fun. And I was like, wow, I get to sell video games, pitch video games to people, get paid $20 an hour, 19 years old. almost 10 years ago, and that was great for me. And I got all their opportunities working for other companies like Amazon. I worked for Samsung, and I work for, now do marketing for Target. And it's amazing how I get these opportunities and that these doors open. But the doors open because of working hard. You have to work hard. You know, I also have a business I sell on eBay. And everything, anything that goes into anything in business, you have to have inspiration, you have to have motivation, and you have to be willing to change things for the better. In my district, things have to change. People are tired of career politicians. There has to be term limits in Congress.
Yes, I agree.
I have asked Maxine Waters to debate me again and again. I have made press release after press release after press release. Nick Green, the editor of the Daily Breeze, has turned down my campaign staff, has turned down any form of communication. He says, I will not publish his stuff. I will not publish Navarro's stuff.
Really?
I do not want to hear anything about him. Don't call me when it comes to his press releases. I won't publish them. I have been turned down by several publishers in the South Bay, have been bought off by Maxine Waters.
Well, they're all
And the first thing that my friend says, he says, well, have you been bought off by Maxine Waters? He says, no, I haven't. I just don't want to publish his stuff. Well, why are you so afraid of publishing my stuff? Are you afraid that I'm actually going to impact the voter base? Are you afraid that I'm actually going to change what's the perception of society in the district? What are you afraid of? You know, I've been playing this ad in Spanish in cities in Lawndale and in Inglewood that have a big Spanish influence, and because I want to educate people. I want to get Spanish speakers educated about politics in the Republican Party. I want them to understand that the Republican Party is the party of freedom, the party of success, the party that inspires people to do better, the party that inspires people to become better people, the party that does not want to take handouts. That's the party that I want to become a part of. That's the party that I am a part of. And I want to see a future in this party. And we are going to have a future in this party because we have brilliant young people that I have met that are changing things in this district. I have met lots of people across California, other states involved in politics. And that gives me hope. That's true hope. And when you have that, you see the inspiration of other young people that are going to change things. We might not have a huge number of the millennials that are going out there and proactively in the younger generations that we think we lose hope in them, but I'm telling you not to lose hope. Because when you lose hope, you have none. So we have to continue to have that. We have to educate people. And I want to thank everybody here for having me today. I'm the second vice president of the BCR, and next month I'm running for the first vice president. So hopefully I can have your support for that too.
Before you put down the mic,
yeah.
tell us, was Trump your first choice? Why do you support Trump now?
Well, I knew Trump. Well, I was sitting in the couch with my wife's family, and you know they were all split between who they were supporting. They're supporting different candidates. You know, her three sisters were supporting three different people: her dad, her mom, and they said, you know, who do you think is going to win? Because I'm actively involved in politics. I told them, well, I think Trump. And they said, well, why would you say Trump? Trump is such an egotistical guy and all this stuff. I was like, well, it's not about that. It's about principle. It's about what is right. He is not a career politician. He's not beholden, and he can't sell himself out. A lot of these career politicians have made all these false promises and all these promises to us. And they have said, we're going to do this for you. And we're going to fulfill these promises. But what do you see in our communities that have been fulfilled? What are these promises that have been fulfilled? Has anything been fulfilled? Is everything still the same? I don't see anything improving. I see everything drastically going to the south side. It's going worse. Rent's going up. Because minimum wage, cost of living is going to go up because of minimum wage going up. A lot of my coworkers, now they understand that. They see that. They're like, wow, this is terrible. Because everything I go to buy at the store, I go to buy the beef, it's like $3 more. I go to Carl's Jr., it's $1 more for a burger. I go anywhere, it costs more. Why? Because the businesses are being put to the ground, being put to the corner, and they're asking them for more regulations and more enforcement of what they can and can't do. What are we going to do about it? And I'm going to say this. Ask yourself, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to sit and complain? Or are you going to go out there and proactively do something about it? Thank you for having me. My name is Omar Navarro. I'm running for Congress.